If you're in school and you're looking for ways to make money, then this video is for you. I'm going over 6 of the best, but also realistic side hustles for anyone that's in school. I get it, you're studying, you want to hang out with friends, you have club activities, and you're probably hopefully attending class. It's a lot. Well, these jobs are perfect if you want to have a flexible work schedule while still earning enough to pay for fun things and save. Oh, and one more thing. Yes, you guys can always work a normal job like at the student center or an on-campus restaurant, but the whole point of this video is that we're chasing a higher return on investment of your time. So I want you to work less while making more money, and that's why we're skipping those types of jobs in this video. We're also skipping side hustles that take a long time before you start making money. And yeah, everything on this list is gonna be instant paying, cash flowing side hustles. So let's get started. So number 1 on the list is gonna be something that you guys probably have heard of, but maybe have not considered. And that is dog walking or house sitting. So there are a few popular platforms that I've personally used, including Rover and Wag. And on these platforms, people can basically book you to help walk their dog, visit their dog at their house for like 30 to 60 minutes, or even house sit overnight. When you do this type of job correctly, you should easily be able to make $30 to $40, including tip per hour. So yeah, let's quickly break the side hustle down for you guys. There are a few services that I really recommend college students to actually do. And whichever ones you choose sort of depend on your location as well as where you live. So if you live in the dorms, you probably can't bring animals in. So that's when I would recommend doing dog walking or house sitting. With dog walking, you're basically going to their house, walking the dog for 30 to 60 minutes, and then coming back. With house sitting, you're basically staying at that person's house overnight, watching their dog. If you do live in an apartment that does allow animals, then I actually recommend doing something called dog boarding. This is basically when they bring the pet over to your house and you watch their pet for a certain amount of days. Likely that's gonna be between $40 to $80 per day. And it's really gonna depend on your own experience as well as how many reviews you get. So yeah, as you can see, this can be a very, very great side hustle for college students because if you're house sitting or doing dog boarding, you can literally do your homework and study while watching the pet. So in a sense, it's sort of like passive income. What I recommend doing is sign up for one of these platforms, create your profile, maybe have some friends be your first customers, ask them for some reviews, and as you build your profile, you're gonna start getting a lot of organic traffic and organic bookings on the platform. I'll leave links down below, and if this is something that seems like it'd be fun for you to do, then I definitely recommend trying it out. $30 to $80 per hour when you're still in school is really, really amazing. And it sure beats working at a restaurant or store for like $10 to $15 per hour. The next side hustle that I really recommend for college students is trying out photography or videography. Now, when I was at UCLA, this is what I did, and this is really what got me by. Instead of working a lot of hours for like $10 to $15 an hour, instead I'd make $50 to $200 per hour doing photography or video. And that basically paid for all of my bills and fun spending money. Yes, this is a skill that does take some time to learn, but photography and video, it's not actually as hard as you might think. And you can learn so much just by yourself online and watching videos. Yes, this does cost a little bit more money to actually get the equipment, but spending a few $100s on a camera and a lens can easily turn into tens of thousands of dollars of income. The great thing about being on college is that there are so many different student groups, and the majority of these student groups are going to want photographs of the group members. So if you're social, if you know people, you can easily get a lot of these groups as your clients. And from there on, everyone in that group is going to know you as a photographer or a videographer. They'll come to you for other shoots like grad shoots, sorority shoots, fraternity shoots, stuff like that. Yes, it is a little bit hard to get started, but once you get your first few clients, I guarantee you this can become one of the best side hustles you can do in college. When done right, you should easily be able to make $50, $100, even $200 per hour doing this. I also recommend posting on Craigslist as well as Facebook groups. But yeah, the main thing is get your first clients, maybe do a free or very discounted shoot for them, start building your portfolio, get better at photography or video, and then focus on doing portraits for student groups. This is where the money's at because people are willing to pay money for photographs of themselves. And without doubt, this can easily turn into one of the best side hustles you can do on campus. This is the website that I built when I was in college. I used Squarespace. And if you guys use the link down below, you guys can build your own site very similar to mine and start getting clients right away. Overall, just an amazing side hustle that you guys can do. The next side hustle we're talking about today is becoming a handy person. So yeah, basically a handyman or a handy woman. I think this is such a great side hustle because it's really not that sexy. Not that many people do it. But if you guys think about it, there is so much demand for things being built on campus. For example, if people are moving into their dorms, they're gonna need furniture built. And yeah, this is really where you can come in and offer this high value service. When done right, you should easily be able to make between $30 to $50 per hour. Now, of course, to be good at this, you do need to be pretty handy yourself. You need to be able to build things, and you do need to be willing to sweat a little bit. What I would do is I'd sign up for Thumbtack. I'd post something on Craigslist as well as different Facebook groups. I'd then tell literally everyone I knew in college that I can actually help them build their furniture or things like that. And slowly word of mouth will spread. You can even offer all-in-one services like going to the nearest IKEA or furniture store, buying the product, and then building it for your client. You can get really creative with this. And if this is something that you actually are good at doing and enjoy doing, then really it's such a great flexible job that you guys can do while still studying. If you can, also create some flyers, put them up in the student dorms, and then share on social media that you can help people with building their furniture, moving, hanging things on the wall, stuff like that. Trust me guys, there's a lot of demand for this. There are a lot of students out there that don't want to do this themselves, or they're just too lazy to, or they actually physically cannot. And so yeah, that's where you can come in and turn this into an actual business. Super flexible. You guys can just coordinate a time that works for both of you. And that way it's not going to interfere with your classes and studying and other group activities. All right, the next side hustle we're talking about that is absolutely perfect for the college student is becoming a script writer or researcher for a YouTube creator. Now I know this because I currently hire college students as my own researchers and script writers, and I really do think that it's the perfect side hustle for them. When done right, you should easily be able to make between $25 to let's say $50 an hour. It's fully remote, so you can literally just work on your computer from wherever you are. So what I would do is I would identify a niche that I'm passionate about that I can actually write content for, and I'd reach out to a bunch of content creators in that specific niche. For example, my channel is all about entrepreneurship and personal finance. So the people that write things for me, they're very interested in this stuff as well. What I would do is I would follow these content creators on Instagram, and at some point they'll probably post something on Instagram looking for script writers or researchers, or you can actually email them directly. And yeah, that's probably the best way. It's really good to be proactive, because if you try and wait for people to actually reach out to you, that's probably never going to happen. So yeah, reach out to them, offer let's say an hourly price or a per script price, and then have that be your writing side hustle. Not only are you building up skills for your writing, but this is going to help you be able to build your own content later on if that's something you're interested in. And yeah, overall it's just a great way to learn while making a decent amount of money at the same time. This one's pretty creative, right? Like not too many of your friends probably do this. And so yeah, you guys can be the first one to try it out and see how it is. So the next side hustle we're talking about is pretty general, but it's just teaching things. So basically tutoring. The great thing about tutoring and teaching is that there are so many different subjects that you guys can teach. It could be academics, it can be music, it could be sports, literally any skill that you already have, you guys can start teaching it right away. When done right, this can easily pay between $25 to $100 plus per hour. Now, there are different ways in which you guys can actually tutor, and one is in person, but that does require a car or a mode of transportation to someone's house, or they can come to you, or you can actually tutor online. So yeah, 3 different choices, and it's up to you guys to see which one works for your schedule. In-person stuff, of course, pays a little bit more, but nothing beats the flexibility of tutoring online. A really amazing online tutoring platform that you guys can join and offer your services on is going to be Preply, and I'm going to link that down below. This is probably the perfect way to get into tutoring, and then you can take those skills, start getting clients in person, and from there on the word of mouth is going to spread and you're going to get a lot of clients. The reason why tutoring and teaching is so great, especially if you're in college, is because you're building skills while making great money. Plus you get the added flexibility of setting your own schedule. I tutored right after college, but I definitely wish I had started tutoring a lot earlier. And yeah, when done right, and especially when you teach the right subjects, you can definitely make a lot of money doing this. All right, the 6th side hustle we're talking about is mobile detailing. This is also a pretty creative and not common side hustle, but anyone can do this, and it's actually a lot more lucrative than you might think. You might be thinking, do I need one of those big mobile detailing cars? The answer is no, you don't. There are many creative ways to get around this, and we'll cover those right now. You can offer different types of services that do not require that type of car. For example, you could do interior detailing only. That's basically going to require you to have some type of portable vacuum cleaner, brushes, as well as different types of wipes. You can offer to help clean the cars of your fellow students, because I'm sure a lot of them are pretty dirty. You can also travel to nearby homes in your college city. Simply bring a hose and connect to their water supply. When you do that, you can actually offer to do both interior detailing as well as exterior detailing. And yeah, when done right, you should easily be able to make between $50 to $100 per hour. So there is some equipment involved. You're going to need some brushes, washing mitts, soaps, pressure washer, a steamer, a vacuum, as well as some other things. But the main point for me is like, you want to be really creative with this. As a college student, you probably aren't going to create some huge, mobile detailing business, but there are going to be a lot of people out there that want their cars cleaned, and it is a high value skill that you guys can offer while still studying and creating your own schedule. Post your services on these student job boards, advertise on Instagram, your stories, Facebook groups, and even door-to-door knocking. Those first few clients are definitely hard because they're going to have to trust their car with you, but after you get some reviews, it's going to be a lot easier, and this can really turn into a real side hustle. You can also hire other people to help you wash cars and clean cars for you, and that way you're able to leverage the time of other people and sort of create a whole team around this. Anyways, those are 6 really realistic side hustles that are perfect for college students. I get it, you're in college, money's probably pretty tight, but yeah, making money as a student is probably one of the best feelings in the world. I encourage you guys to pick one of these side hustles if any of them resonate with you. Try it out, and yeah, the most important thing is to just take action. Get started with entrepreneurship early while you are still in college. You're gonna learn so many lessons. You may fail at some of them, that's totally okay. I've failed at dozens of side hustles in my life. And yeah, really, if you guys do any of these correctly, I really think it can be one of the best side hustles you guys can do, and all your friends are gonna be jealous thinking, how are you making so much money? Anyways, I really hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. I make a ton of videos about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.